Hey, this is lesson 2 of my online business course, and we're going to be talking today about the advantages of online business over classical. We talked in the first lesson about what is the difference between classical and online business, or new kind of type of business model, which is the online business model. And today we're going to be talking about the advantages of online versus classical. And the first advantage that we're going to be talking about is the global reach for online versus local reach for classical. For a business, let's say a business like a restaurant, for example, a restaurant can reach the people it can reach are the a restaurant has got an area, and this is the restaurant, and it can reach people in this area. They can come to this restaurant from this area. So that number is determined by the number of people in this area. Let's say there is 200 customers, and from time to time from outside the area you get, say, 50 per day. So you get a maximum of 250 customers per day, and that is your potential. If you increase the hours that you open, let's say you start opening until 3 a.m., you will increase your customers maybe from 250 to 350, another 100. And that's about it. You've reached your potential in the classical business model, and that's plus when you open the store or the restaurant for that kind of hours, you have to put in more effort, more work. You have to get in more. You're using your staff more. You're paying the staff more. So the more you increase the hours that you open, the more your expenses you incur as well, and the more effort you have to do, and the harder the work becomes. Now we talked about the classical. Let's see the business model of the online. So this is the online. This is the earth, and this is your business. Your online business has got a network of computers all over the globe. So you are here, but you're reaching everyone on the planet. On the planet now, currently there is about 2 billion people. 2 billion people. 2 billion people on Earth. So basically, when you're not going to reach 2 billion, you're not going to sell to 2 billion, but a small proportion. Compare that. Now we're talking about different. Compare it to the classical. Classical, we're talking about few hundreds for a classical. Now we're talking about 2 billion people. Maybe you're not going to reach that. If you reach a small amount of 50,000 people, for example, which is just people that are interested in your niche. And if your niche is about money, you are making money, you're selling something that can make people make money, then your niche becomes big, and instead of 50,000 you can reach millions of people. But just for the sake of it, let's say you just reach 50,000. So for this classical restaurant, for this classical business model, the restaurant, let's say that this person is making £10 per head after expenses. £10 times 400. So this person is making 4,000 per day. £4,000 per day. That's very good money. That's a very successful business. If a person can make £4,000 per day, it's excellent business. And he's got 400 customers. Let's say on average he gets only 200 customers, so he makes £2,000 per day. That's a very good money. That's a nice business. But now let's look at the online business model. So this guy is making after expenses, he's making maybe £5 per customer, per customer, and he's making 50,000 He's doing a business of 50,000. Let's say 50,000 per month. This guy is making 50,000. Let's say 50,000 per month. That's 200,000 pounds or dollars per month. So this guy is making 2,000 times 30. This one is making, let's say he's making 1,000. 1,000. This one is making 30,000 per month, per calendar month. And this one is making 200,000. It doesn't stop there, because we're going to look at other advantages. So we looked at this one. So let's look at the second. So we follow the, okay. So we said the first one is the global reach. The second one is ease of scalability for online business versus hard to impossible to scale for offline. We talked about that. So this guy can easily scale from 50,000. Can easily scale from 50,000 to 100,000 to 100,000, 100,000 easily, or a million easily. So this 200,000 can become a million very easily, can become a million. So you can scale. This one has no chance of scaling. Only you can scale if you open another business, and then it has to be successful like this one. And this kind of business to be successful takes a very, very long time, versus the online business that doesn't take a long time. So let's look at, okay, so global reach. So we said that the online business can reach a global audience, potentially 2 billion now, another 4 billion minds, 4 billion people are coming online in the next 4 to 7 years, because the internet is going to be reaching Southeast Asia, all of Asia, and all of Africa, and that's an extra 4 billion people. Lower cost for online, especially if you learn how to code. Oh yes, to make an online business is very cheap, because it demands only the skills. You need to know how to code. If you know how to code, you can make an online business for free, versus an offline classical offline business model, where you have to pay the rent, the staff, the tax, the insurance, the bills, the water, the electricity, and so many expenses. For online business, there is absolutely no expenses. You only pay a commission when you sell. You pay a commission between 2% and 15% when you sell. So for that 200,000 that we talked about, maybe you can pay 2% of that. You can pay a few £1,000 in commission, and that's it, and the rest you keep for yourself. High degree of automation. Yes, automation is a very important thing for online business, because online business has got the potential to be fully automated. We don't need to touch the business anymore. You don't need to do anything. The business runs itself. Like I'll show you the example. We have to come back to this page, but I'll just show you the example. So this business here that I've created, in about 2 months' time, you have a book. You advertise it on Facebook, and then you have a book. So you click on here, you go to the book, you buy the book. So you go to Amazon and you buy the book. So yeah, if you don't like to buy the book, you can, if you don't want to buy the book, you can subscribe for $5. So you go to the subscription, you subscribe, and you subscribe for £5. And under the story, you get taken to this area, you get given a password, and you get taken to this area, and this will take you to to give you access to 60 videos for the course that I've prepared. And this is the course, this is the videos that it's got an AI, and the AI will actually, and all this I've done in coding myself because I didn't ask for anybody, I didn't get paid because I know how to code, and you can learn how to code because I'm going to teach you how to code in these lessons. So here you can ask about this website, by the way, talks about emotions and how to help people with emotions, how to deal with emotions, and how to run how to have the energy and the self-confidence to run their business, and how to have the creative powers. So this course will help people become good business people, because the most important thing in business is emotional intelligence, and I'm showing people how to become emotionally intelligent in these courses. And yeah, so you can do that. So this is the course. Let's go back to the advantages. Okay. Okay, so ease of scalability. You can scale the business very easily. So, for example, if you advertise more on Facebook, instead of reaching 100,000, you can reach 1 million. You can reach 2 million people. There is no limit. Only the limit of people that are potential customers on the internet by the billion. Lower costs, we talked about the lower cost. High degree of automation. The online business is highly automated. You can sleep in the morning, you can go and do your sport, you can travel. You only need a phone, or maybe a computer and a phone, a laptop and a phone to run your business. You don't need to touch anything, it's all digital. Business runs itself almost versus almost 24-hour involvement for classical. So the business runs itself versus 24-hour involvement for classical business. If you have a shop, or you need to have inventory, you need to order the stuff that you're going to sell, you need to buy the equipment, you need to maintain the restaurant or the shop, or the shoe shop if you think selling shoes, or the clothes shop. You need to deal with customers. In here you have no face-to-face with anybody. People, if they like your product, they buy. If they want a refund, you can give them a refund, no problem. So it's highly automated, and actually you don't do the refund. It's Amazon that does the refund for you. You don't need to do anything. More free time available for online business owners. Online business owners have a lot of free time that they can use constructively to improve themselves, their personal abilities and skills. They can work on self-development, they can do other things, they can work on different business ideas. So to focus on trying to try different, you can try different business ideas. It's very cheap for online business models. You don't need to do a lot of, you don't need to spend a lot of time or effort or money to try a business idea. This is a business idea I've tried, as I said, in 2 months time. But 2 months time, it doesn't mean that I worked hard on 2 months time. I worked maybe 1 hour per day for 2 months. That's about 60 hours, or maybe 100 hours of work to do this idea. And you can see, you can buy the book here for $5, or you can subscribe for $5. So if I get 1,000 people, they can. I'm not gonna reveal now how much I get, but I'm just telling you that it's possible to do that. Okay. Right. So we are there. Business runs itself. Focus on different ideas. Online business can create an international brand that can be sold. Yeah. When you develop in the business, you can use a brand, you can use a name like a brand, or you can use your own name like the brand. I use my own name like the brand, so people start knowing my name, Issam El Busargini. They know this guy gives good content and helps people do businesses online, helps people with emotional intelligence. So I start having a brand. People start knowing me. People know that I do these kind of things, what type of person. That's my brand. My brand is valuable. I can sell my brand. Say, for example, if you become more famous, you can go and give talks and people can pay you for that. Or if you make a product, people know your name, associate your name with creativity, associate your name with good products. So yeah, So that's the brand. And you can have a brand in a restaurant, for example. People know your brand and they come to a restaurant, but that's a local brand. But here we're talking about online business. We're talking about an international brand, a global brand. Online business can be run from a laptop from anywhere in the world where there is an internet connection versus need to be present for classical business models. Yeah, this online business that I'm talking about, this business model that I'm talking about, can be run from anywhere in the world as long as there is a connection to the internet. You can be on a holiday to Hawaii and you could be running your business. Your business is running itself 99% by itself, but then the 1% that you want to maybe intervene just to do some advert, to do something or respond to some customer or something like that, you can do that on a laptop. You can do it anywhere from anywhere in the world. Ease and transparency of accounts in online business, as everything is computerized versus cost of hiring an accountant and hard labor to computers tasks for classical business model. So here, what I'm saying is that because everything is computerized, it's very easy to do the accounts. Basically, you just press a button and you get all your accounts and you can pay your tax that way, or you can do your accounts. Everything is computerized and recorded, and there is no effort for you to do. You don't need to hire an accountant. You don't need to work hard in order to have to do your accounts in your business. Ease and very low cost of trying new business ideas for online versus high cost of trying ideas for classical business model. This is obvious. If you want to try an idea, like I can start a new idea. This is a new idea. This course that I'm doing now for teaching people how to do online business. This is a new idea that I have that I'm trying now. And it doesn't cost much. Look, I'm using my phone and I'm using the tools that I have here, which is just basically computers and things. And you don't need to spend money. I don't need to spend 50,000 or 100,000 to try a new idea. So very, very cheap cost of starting a new idea. Only your time is demanded, especially if you know how to code, because you don't hire anybody to do the coding for you. So it's a one-man business and you can reach a global audience. Ease of training people in business. So it's very easy to train people in online business, as I'm doing now. I'm training people, I'm giving them information, helping people to learn, making people aware that there is potential to make business online. And as I'm doing it now, it's very easy to do it versus if you want to train somebody in some brick and mortar classical business model. You need to come here, you need to be physical, you need to bring them, you need to pay for lunch, you need to pay for this, you need to pay for that to train. So it's very easy to train people in online business model. More free time to spend with family and friends and on education for online business owners versus very little time left to spend with family and on personal growth through education and training. So yeah, for online business model, you have plenty of time because 99.99% of your business is run by computers and you don't need to do anything. So you have plenty of free time to spend with family, to educate your children, and to think about new business ideas, and to travel, and to have time for personal growth through education and training. Ease of integrating new advances in computer science into online business processes versus slow integration of new technologies into classical business models. This one is very easy to understand because you are using computers. Because, for example, anytime Amazon does an improvement in their algorithms, in their processes, you benefit from that, and you benefit from artificial intelligence, like I'm using my website. As you can see here, let's go back. As you can see, let's go back here. This is an artificial intelligence that I've used in this website. You can say, for example, I am sad, what to do? Question mark. So I ask the question, I submit the question, and I get here the answer. Sadness manifests itself as a tension in the upper skull, and I get a video. So the artificial intelligence. Hi, welcome. So the artificial intelligence has searched for me, understands natural language because I said I'm sad, what to do, and it answered my question. So this is something that I've programmed myself. So I'm benefiting from the advances of artificial intelligence and coding, and that's what an online business model can do. It can benefit from new technologies very quickly, versus hard to start to integrate new technologies into classical business models, because it's not running computers. You're not riding the wave of advancing computers. There are 4 billion new internet users coming online the next 5 to 7 years that are potential customers for online business, versus no hope for new customers, especially if the classical business has reached its potential in terms of possible number of customers. This one is very easy to talk about, because now we have about 3 billion people online that are using computers, and there will be an extra 4 billion coming in the next 5 years or 7 years. And these ones are potential customers for online business. You can prepare something for them, a course or a product for these people, even if they are not very rich. If they come from Africa and things, you can charge only £1 per your course, and you can integrate payments like PayPal. You can integrate cryptocurrencies as well, and you have a potential of millions of customers, new customers, versus if the business of classical model is saturated. It means it has reached its potential. It's got 400 customers per day, and that's how much it can do. It cannot progress anymore. In online business models, you only depend on repeatable, reliable, proven algorithms to expand your business, versus having to rely on unreliable stuff for classical business. So this one is very clear, because as I said, the online business model is run by itself, is run by computers. So they're very, very, very reliable computers. They don't make mistakes, and they do the thing over and over again, without having to take a sickie, without calling you to say that I'm not coming, without any hustle or anything. When you have staff, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't come, sometimes in a good mood, sometimes in a bad mood, sometimes they cheat, sometimes they steal. There's a problem, you have to train them, sometimes they leave. So it's unreliable. Human beings are unreliable. Computers are very reliable. Okay, the more your brand is known, the more you sell, with unlimited earning potential. So this is about brand. Once your brand is known or online, everybody knows you. You become basically you become famous online, and the more famous you become, the more you sell, the more people know your potential, your intelligence, and they know your know-how in business, in making business and making courses and giving things. The more they understand that, the more your brand progresses, because you are creating value for these people. You don't just take, but actually you give. In business, you give, and you take a little bit, and you give, and you take a little bit, and that's how you create a brand. So this was lesson 2. It's a little bit long, but it's very, very important to motivate you into thinking about online businesses and to start thinking in this area. I'm going to do this course. I'm going to do quite a few lessons, maybe 20 lessons or 30 lessons in this course. So bear with me as I'm preparing these lessons. Have a good day.